The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by What Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate us. With a big bearded Swedish dude, of course.
And he's so weird. He was like, what did he say? He was like, all retorts will come after lunch. Or all defense. I don't know what he said, but I was like, what?
But like, I love that actor, and like Ben Stiller loves that dude. Did you ever watch The Secret Life of Walter Mitty that Ben Stiller did?
Yeah.
That's the helicopter pilot who was like drinking out of the gigantic boot.
Yeah.
And then they were like, because he's got that like,
yeah. Whoa, I didn't know.
I love that dude. Yeah, he's like Finnish or like, yeah, I mean, it's one of these countries that we're playing hockey against.
One of the four nations.
Right.
And it's not us or Canada, so he's from Scandinavia somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Huang.
She's creeping me out, dude.
Yes. What is that thing that she plays? It's like the John Spencer Blues Explosion thing. You know, it's like the whole waves. And she was like, yeah. I wanted to play my piece. That thing.
That was so fucking weird.
Right?
It's, well, you can play it for me in the office.
Right. I know you've been practicing. You could play it for me in the office. She was like,
I should remember the name of it.
Can I speak a question? She's like, that's not a question.
Yeah.
That whole they're just scary.
Yeah.
Like creepy.
Well, I like it that they've gotten like the first few episodes of the first season, when it was, you know, they're establishing storylines and setting and all that. And there was a lot of, I mean, like the ball game and the, you know, like, so like corporate jargon and stuff. And now they're getting back into the whole like corporate structure with the performance reviews and
as head of department,
right?
As department head,
yeah.
He needs to like come.
I mean, we've already had the corporate retreat.
They were paper clips on wrong.
Back to front, not front to back.
Can you tell us why we didn't know where to start reading? Wow. I don't. It's like I have no idea where they're going.
No.
I still don't know what. Well, I mean, nobody knows what. The thing that he's working on. I always want to say cold fusion, but it's not.
Cold water.
There you go. Cold water. See, it's got all to have to do with water.
Yeah. Or is
it will be
or is it Cold Harbor?
I don't know. It's cold something.
It's always water related. That's the ongoing thing, and that is sent, you know, Reddit afire.
Yeah,
of, you know, just all the water,
the logo and the water in front of the thing, and everything's water. The most important discovery of this planet. And I was like, why are we mining data for the most important discovery ever?
Well,
don't they know it's going to be 4 seasons and done? Like they have an end point?
I know they have. I read somewhere that the writer and I guess Ben Stiller, they got the first 3 seasons already written. Although, you know, I'm seeing, you know, and of course I'm just curious about TV's always so much different than movies in that. So when you watch like the end credits, it's a different writer almost every episode.
Exactly.
So do they have like, I mean, as the showrunner, not Ben Stiller, but the other guy who created it, as showrunner, I mean, I'm assuming he has like the large concepts, the story arc.
I always thought about Lost the same way. Like they had like boards of like this is what it's going to be, and then 5 people go.
And so you got your writing team to go. Okay, how do we get from point A to point B, C, D, E, F, G,
and then put it all on the screen so it makes makes sense in the time frame that we have. For
Exactly.
each
Yeah.
But if they have like a concept, we have a
Yeah,
concept of a plan.
I think they definitely have an end point.
That's all I need to know. Like I want to know. It sucks because before it was all like, man, I want this show to go on forever. But now that I need an end point, I don't need 18 episodes of this.
And I'm not saying this to go off
or
on
18 seasons
on like a tangent, but yeah, it's like I would much prefer a tight 3 or 4 seasons that I can go back and rewatch,
right?
Just for the fucking shits of it, versus like, again, probably because I hate myself, I decided, because there was a lull, and
we've started Game of Thrones
well,
again,
I started Walking Dead again.
Why the fuck would you do that to yourself?
And so, and I'm now at that point, well, because it's all on Netflix, so there's no commercials and shit.
Yeah, we did that with Lost. Was that last year?
Yeah.
No, it was during COVID. That we did Lost.
So, I can get through it fairly quick, but then, like, even season 1, like, I'm like, fucking Rick Grimes puts him in the worst situations. I'm not
almost. Like,
I'm not at the point where like Carol actually becomes an actual character, but I'm just reminded of like, God, I fucking hated Carol. She always made horrible decisions too.
She's like the woman that was in American Primeval, right? The most naive.
Or like the mom in the Mosquito Coast.
Oh God, she was
bitching about everything, and it's your fault.
She was. Yeah, he's always going to be Michael Garvey to me.
Right, yeah.
I wanted him to choke her. The character. I mean, I don't want to beat his wife or anything, but like maybe push her off
That's
the boat.
not acceptable. You're not Sean Connery. But
Sean Connery... The fake Sean Connery on Saturday Night Live for Jeopardy, the best.
Oh, that's what I forgot to put up there. But
Seaman.
If we got time, we'll do it. But yeah, it's so like Severance, back to the point.
Oh, back to the
Which again, they have it, and it's like they've, and I forget, we're almost at like episode 5, right?
I think this was 5.
But yeah.
Yep.
So they kind of have, or the corporate retreat one.
5. Yep.
They gave you a lot, so we're now back in that 1 or 2 episode build up to something, because like Cobell's nowhere to be seen.
And I was gonna bring her up, but they keep name dropping her, so she's clearly still part of it.
Well, you don't get rid of Patricia Arquette; she's an Oscar winner.
I thought they were gonna leave Irv off. Remember we talked about it last week. We were like, they've got to leave him off. No, this motherfucker like immediately.
Oh yeah, he's working the outside.
And he kind of knows.
And his watermelon head is working the inside.
So that was part of the bereavement kit,
right?
The head.
And it was a really well done watermelon head. It looked exactly like John.
Oh well, I mean, you've got Apple money, right? So of course you can get like the best watermelon carver. And they were like, and we got a special one with the black hair from someplace in South America or something. Like, I don't know what.
They're so weird about the food in the show,
right?
Like succulent meats.
They went back into, it's not a quad anymore. They've got 3 desks.
It was like it wasn't a truple.
But no, but it was like your tri-desk or something.
And they all hate it.
Mark S. was a dick, but like...
But I think he made a point really well, is that he doesn't know, and it's not Helly's fault. I don't think he was like putting that on any Helly. But just going like, right. I don't know who you are at this point.
Yeah, Dylan even said that.
Without saying, I banged your outie,
She knows that though, didn't they? Or did Dylan just go, so does she know about your wife?
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you do not, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah.
And then Mark, like, okay.
But I think too, like, yeah, in that sequence, Mark also explains at the very end of like, it doesn't matter what they do, they know everything that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like we just,
it's like Elon Musk.
Yeah, we just need to stop and just get to like effectively get to the end of our storyline.
Yeah. It's just like, fuck it.
And then maybe we'll figure something out.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to go back to the job that I'm really good at, and I don't care about anything else. Like, I'm going to do my job.
Yeah.
Until he fucking snaps and he sees his wife. That whole, I don't know what was going on when he was back and forth with the transition at the end. Remember, he was talking to the chick who was, I don't know the term that they use, but she's waking him up.
Yeah.
And he's like in the middle of the hallway talking to Helly. Like, I didn't understand that whole thing where, like, he walked into a hall, but he was also walking into a hall as in his like, I didn't know.
So remember, like, Petey was doing the same thing. Petey was in the corner store, and he was asking for the tokens to get stuff out of the refrigerators, and they're like, what the fuck?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's when he died.
Yeah.
And Mark S. is now starting to cough and have those episodes, I guess. It's bonkers. I don't know where the fuck we're going.
Yeah. It's going to be good, though.
Yeah, it is. I want to see thruples.
So my new favorite part about the Pitt is showing off all the modern medical technology. Dude. Like the shit that does your chest compressions for you.
Yes.
And then that blood machine.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't know what it was. And then, like,
fucking future.
Yeah, and like even the opening the airway, like before. No, it looked like I don't know what it looked like. It was like this tiny little thing, and he was like, "No, it's fine. Watch it." They put it in his mouth. Oh, look, he can breathe. Yeah, it's like 3 episodes ago.
Yeah, when they're doing when they're intubating them.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like. I mean, even like old ER, they'd have to do it with like a flashlight.
Yeah, remember the girl walked up with this thing, and he was like, "We don't have time for that." And he used this. It looked like a long spring. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a camera on the end of the thing.
And he just went,
Jesus.
I've got this, and pushed it through. Yeah. Yes, I still love the autistic chick. She drives me.
Oh yeah. You and her attending are falling in love with her.
She is awesome.
Yeah, I like the handling of the autistic patient. That was an interesting
because she knew, like, she handled it perfect.
The other new girl, I hope something bad happens to her.
Which one?
The cocky.
I hate her. She's the one who was like, "Here, I got it. I'm gonna intubate," and she keeps
fucking up. But then
other woman, her mentor, the resident. I guess.
Yeah, slow-mo. Yeah.
Keeps going like, "No, it's okay. You got this. You got this." I know you're supposed to do that with doctors, but I mean.
But when they introduced that storyline of the suspected father doing and the thing is that when they talk about being mandatory reporters, I know that all too well. And you go like, it's like that. It's the reality of that bullshit, and I thought they did a good job with it. But then, of course, she has to go rogue and stuff like that. But you go like it is. There's a reason. There's protocol for all that. Like, you just can't accuse.
Right, you can't
based off of just something. Like, you have to have like.
What effectively means I've hung out with you for 5 minutes now,
right,
and asked you several questions and done a little bit of an exam, and I go from that to your dad's doing bad things to you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in my position, if I hear somebody say something, then I can report it. Or if I see bruising, I can report that. But I can't say what I think the bruising is from.
Right. Just, I've noticed she or he has bruising consistently.
Or this, I didn't, because then I can't ask a student, oh, is this going on?
No,
and then if I report that, it's like, oh, well, you clearly stepped over the line. Like, that's not your job.
Like the, yeah, exactly. The same thing that happens with school shooters.
Yeah.
Like, I could say I heard something, but, like, I can't ask you out.
The following segment has been brought to you by Whatever Lola Wants. Go to WLWPrivateChefs.com for information to reserve top-quality chef and restaurant services in the Chicagoland area. The Nerla Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion. Marketing by Brock Ryder. Graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion. Music by the Heisenberg Compensators.